have you noticed the quicksands trying to suck you down into the despair? There's a lot of them around at the moment. There's a lot of quicksand, a lot of space for it. And it's very hard to be light, isn't it? It's very hard to be light when you see all the terrible things. But it's when things are heavy that the power in this really shows itself. Because if you do get sucked into it, there's no end to that pit of despair. There's no end. It's just despair all the way down. It's not like you pop out the bottom, you don't. So it really is like you're walking across quicksand, and to be as light as you can with it, even though you feel it, even though you see the terrible things and your heart breaks and you want to despair and you want to go, what the hell? Why can't we just all get on? Why do we have to do this? To be light. I don't mean light-hearted. I don't mean spiritual bypass. I don't mean to kind of pretend it, to go, oh, it's all an illusion, man, it's not real. I don't mean any of that. I mean to feel it, but to stay with the lightness. And what I do is I look for what's good around me and inside me, because there's always good around me and there's always good inside me as well. So the two can exist. I can feel it. I can feel the terrible heartbreak and these terrible scenes. But then I can also look around and go, yeah, what a lovely sensation inside my body. What a lovely feeling of air coming into me. What a lovely feeling to be able to eat something. What a lovely thing to be able to see, to be able to look around at, well, I mean, I'm in a lovely place, but even, there's always a little flower poking through somewhere, a little blade of grass, a little smile, a little something. There's always something, and that helps. The lightness helps me reconnect. It'll help you reconnect as well with the lightness, so that you can hold these two. You can know you're walking over very dark, sticky, quicksand type of heavy, heartbreaking energy, but you can still walk over it lightly, because you're not going to help anybody if you get sucked down into the despair. You're not going to be able to help yourself or anybody else. Whereas if you can feel it, but be light, then you have a chance. You have a chance to be creative, because when you're light, you can see everything, and you can be responsive and be creative to what's happening. So yeah, old Aldous is onto something. And this is the guy who wrote A Brave New World, It's like A Brave New World in 1984. They're kind of two visions of the future, and we're kind of living through both of them at the same time. And his was much more, like 1984 was much more about external pressure coming in and crushing people. Whereas A Brave New World, as I receive it, was much more about being hollowed out from the inside by pleasure, by non-stop pleasure, and having a great deficit of heart and a great deficit to the soul. And we've got both going on at the moment. So it's these quicksands that he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about, because he thought about it a lot. And A Brave New World is very much about that. The quicksands that can suck all the marrow, all the juice out of life. So be light. Be as light as you can.